Hello and welcome to today's special episode of Food Fantasy, the weekly grind. Not at all weekly recently, because there's a new event, and if I talked about it the next time we were scheduled to publish a video, that event would already be over. And since I want to make sure that all of y'all get to watch me and how I plan on going through this event, here it is. So, I don't want to waste too much of your time in this episode. We're simply going to go and look at the events, and I will talk a little bit about the strategy I will be using and about strategies other people could be using for these events. Now, the first one is A Man's Love. Actually, a lot of people are pretty hyped about the tempura skin. Me personally, not so much. I don't use him, therefore I'm not too into him. The skin, however, is really good looking. I would like to have a skin. Here's the thing though, you cannot get the skin unless you spend crystals. Precisely, I believe that the cheapest amount for getting it is around 800 gems. I'm just checking my phone right now because I did research this already, so I can tell you precisely, and yes, it is 810 gems. That is if you open one chest with first having all the right answers, and then you also need to refill your AP 18 times on top of your 100 AP daily, which sums up to 1000 AP. So if you're a free-to-play player like me, or rather if you're I mean, I'm not a free-to-play player. I do spend a little bit of money, but if you do not want to spend any gems on this event like me, you cannot get the skin. This skin is 810 gems worth, which is a bit sad. If it was cheaper than that, I might consider it. But as you can see, I only have 878 right now. Therefore, I really don't want to spend everything I have right now on this event, considering that the next event might really have something that is gonna make my team a lot stronger, because this skin is not gonna do much for me. It's a collectible, yes, cool. If you're someone that collects collectibles, by all means, go ahead, spend 810 crystals to buy this skin. I believe if that is your main focus in the game, to just collect everything, that's worth it. For me though, it isn't really, and there may be other players out there as well who want something to increase their team power, their guild boss, world boss damage, their catacombs, their PvP. They want to rank higher in leaderboards. And this skin, frankly, it will not get you anything other than bragging rights and having an exclusive collectible. That said though, there is of course other things you can exchange for. So we're gonna have a look at that as well. As I said, this skin, to get these items, you really need to open those chests. You can get food and embers and spirit incarnators, diamonds, and stamina. Now the stamina is interesting since we have another event going on that is stamina based. You need stamina over there, so maybe I will be spending on the stamina. And sneeze warning. I'm sorry about that, very sorry. However, if I do not need the stamina, I will actually try and think about if I need the stamina or not for the other event, but that is next event. But these things are pretty good as well, so let's just see. I already wrote down as well how much each of these costs. And by the way, if you still have seals from the last event, you can actually use them. I have not done anything yet, Just to show you, I have not done anything. We're just gonna skip this. You can do this yourself if you want. I have not done anything in this event, and I, as you can see, already have one of these reason seals. They're basically the same as the last event. They have just been renamed. So if you still had a bunch of those from the last event, well, that's pretty great. Sadly though, you can't really do anything with them about the skin. That said, I have written down how much you need. So you need 480 AP for the embers. That's pretty good. On the other hand, you need 1,800 AP for all the spirit incarnators. I do like spirit incarnators, but to be honest, with these exchange rates, one spirit incarnator being only slightly more cheap than 30 embers, I don't think I will go for it, to be honest. Really don't think I will go for it. As for the gems, I'm pretty sure that I will go for those. Those are 200 gems that I can get here again, and that's pretty good. For these, you would have to spend 480 AP as well. So it is completely possible to get both the gems and the embers with your AP that you get from playing for free. And that is pretty much what I will be doing. I will be saving up for these. I won't be doing this now, I think, but later, and maybe I'll write it in the description. I'm not sure yet if I'll have it done by then, and I realize that I often forget writing things in the description, and then I don't come back to it. And if I do, if I forget it and it's not in the description, you will have to point it out in a comment, because otherwise I will just forget that, oh yes, I totally did not put that there. So later I will definitely go ahead and calculate just how many of these seals and heart seals and I will need in order to get both the embers and the gems. And I'm not sure about the stamina yet, because actually it's really expensive. To get this 200 stamina, you need quite a bit. 204 AP actually. So if I don't need it desperately for the other event, I'm not gonna go for it. But there you have it. The skin is only possible if you spend 810 diamonds, which would mean open one chest, refresh 18 times. And that is pretty good. I have also written down that it is a bit worth it to get one of the chests, even if you don't plan to get the skin, because you can get 200 embers, and that's maybe what I'll do. If you spend 180 AP, you can get to the chest and spend, that much. I'll just have to see about how that works. So I have to select the right answers, open one chest, and apparently I have written down that opening one chest gives me 200 embers for 1,800 AP. But why would I spend 180 AP on it? Do I need to spend AP to open the chest? I don't know. I'll check that out and see about that. For now, I'm not too stressed about it, but we'll see. Next event though. This one is probably a little easier to get the skin for not spending any diamonds. You'll have to spend other things though, that much I can tell you. This event works similar to, what did we have? The Sakura Mochi event, the Sakura Mochi skin event. That was quite a while ago. So you get these labor trophies whenever you complete a stage. And we're just gonna go ahead and do something here. Let's check what I need for my airship. I still need those, so we're just gonna go and sweep these. And as you can see, you sometimes get 2, sometimes get 1, but it's a luck draw. At least you always get 1. With that in mind, the amount of stamina you need, I have already accounted for that, and I have already calculated it. So you need a total of 2,250 to get the skin. It's actually quite a lot, and you'll probably have to buy some stamina along the way in some ways, although it really just depends. It really just depends. The thing about stamina is that you recharge 360 of it a day. That is the normal rate of stamina recharging. Okay, why is it not telling me? Okay, there we go. If you actually click the stamina icon, you can see how long it takes for your stamina, and that sits at 4 minutes per stamina, which means you get 360 stamina a day. Which, if we consider this to last another 6 days, so let's just ignore the 14 hours here, and we're just looking at the 6 days. That would be 2,160 stamina that we can get from that. For the skin, we need between 3,240 to 6,480. That depends on your luck, of course. If you only get 1 labor trophy every time, like your luck is the absolute worst in the entire world, probably a chance of 0.00001 or something like that, you'll need that amount of stamina. But I think it's safer to assume you need something around 4,000 stamina, which is around double of what you get a week, or like in 6 days. However, we also do, and this depends on you, of course, I do get daily stamina, 90 over here in fact, and you can also maybe get some stamina from your airship, and if you're like me, maybe you still get some stamina from something like this. I also have these still saved up. You also do get 1 stamina bottle a day, which recharges. I can't click on it here, I need to look at it over here. Where are they? Oh, there. This gives you 20 stamina. So me, since I do get those 60 extra, which is really nice from the adventurers pack, those 60 stamina often really make a big difference. Considering, you know, that the free stamina you get a day is around 360, that is actually quite a lot. So with that in mind, I get another 100 stamina, and if you buy it in the tip store as well, which I think in the tip store, the stamina is always there, and you can buy that twice. No, you actually get free? No, how often does this refresh? Can we check this here? Oh, no. I actually don't know. I feel like the tip store refreshes 3 or 4 times a day. Yeah, like the metal store does 2 and this does 3. I don't know. I feel like the tip store refreshes more often than 2 times, but let's assume it's 2 times. That's another 60 stamina we can get here if we have the tips to spare for that. So if you're a free player, you do not get the 60 stamina. You would still get 20, 50 plus 60, that's 110 extra. I haven't calculated this yet, so I'm just gonna go ahead and calculate that. So with a 360 stamina a day, plus 110 that you can get extra. You would have 470 stamina a day. That times 6 is 2820. That is still not enough to get it. So if you really want that skin, you're probably gonna have to get even more stamina than this, like from the airship or from certain things or something like that. Definitely helps if you do have the adventurers pack. Let's just look at that for now. So we get 360 for simply letting it recharge. That is of course if you can manage to always keep your stamina recharging at all times. The maximum amount of stamina you have really doesn't matter all that much, since, well, if it's never full, that doesn't really matter. It's just that you can add that on top of, you know, maybe if it was full before these 6 days or so, you can add that on top. Anyway, 360 and 360 plus, and if you have an adventurous pack, you get more. So it's 50 plus 60, 110 plus another 60. That's 170. It's 530 a day that you have to spend. That would give you a total of, what was I calculating here? Times 6, right? 3,180. That's a lot closer to actually getting the skin. That is a lot closer to actually getting the skin. If we go ahead and divide that by 3, 1060 stages we can clear. If we get something like 1.2 of the medals every time, that would give us 1272 medals. Wow, that's still not a lot. I mean, maybe I'm just calculating this wrong, but I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm actually really not calculating this wrong. And that actually the skin isn't as easy to get as I thought. I thought it was like easier to get if you just, you know, spend your stamina wisely. But really, it seems pretty tough, you know. Let's just calculate this a bit differently. So I said 570. No, wait, let's just do this again. 360 plus 170, 530 times 6, 3000 divided by 3, because every sweep takes 3 stamina. Then times 1.5. Let's just say we get 1.5 of the labor badges every time, meaning that we get 2 of them every second time. That would mean we have 1,500. Yep. Even with the adventurous pack, I don't think I would be able to get 2,250 without actually buying stamina. That is pretty hefty. Since we probably need something like 4,500 stamina for this. So with a 360 a day, you don't really reach that. If you have 530 a day because you have an adventurous pack, you're still not very close, but you can buy 200 more stamina from the other event. That brings you at least to the bottom threshold of what you'll need, and then you'll probably, you can't buy any stamina here, then you'll probably have to rely on some stamina from other sources, like the airship and stuff like that. Maybe you also have a few stamina bottles saved up. I don't really. I have like 4. It's another 80 that I have. It's really not a lot. And then in here I do have another 60. Brings me to 3,520. That means I still need, even if I bought the stamina from the other event and this event, I would still need another 1,000 stamina that I have to pull out of my ass somewhere. I mean, it's doable. 1000 stamina isn't all that much. If I get a little bit of it in some of my airships, let's say I get around... Let's say I get 300 stamina from my airship in 6 days. That's realistic, right? You get around 60 every time that you do get stamina. It means it would be like 10 times, but I would have to... No. 5 times? Yeah, it's 5 times that I would have to get stamina. I think that's realistic in 6 days. Okay, so that would bring me up to 3,820. It's doable. Now, you probably will still have to spend some gems, but considering that there's still 6 days left, it's probably doable to get the skin. Now, do I want the skin? Fuck yeah. Do I want the skin so badly that I'll give up on the other exchanges here? I don't think so. Because once again, these embers are really interesting. And so are the spirit incarnators. The rest, I'm not so sure about. I would actually like getting these because I would prefer having a skin for... I haven't actually decided which one I want. I'm slowly getting up there to those 500. I would need to buy a skin. I'm really torn between the Witch of Hearts and Charm Chef. Charm Chef, I'm not too into. It is really cute, but I really like her Ascended skin a lot. Therefore, I don't know if I really need to buy this one. And it's Halloween soon, so I'm thinking of this one. However, with 120 more to go, I don't know if I can do that until Halloween. So I might just buy them in this event. So what am I gonna do here? I think I will buy all these embers first, then the spirit incarnators, and what I have left I will probably spend on vouchers. If you want the skin, go ahead. It's probably cheaper than the upper skin. I'd say you probably... how much is stamina in the shop? You get 300 stamina for 138. So it's safe to say you probably need to buy this around 2 or 3 times. Yeah, 2 or 3 times probably. It's doable. It's definitely cheaper than the other skin. Do I suggest it for free-to-play player? No. Unless that's the way you play the game. Once again, if you play the game the same way as some of my friends play who only really care about collection, which you can see down here. Food collection, appearance collection. So I have 66 of 180 of the appearances. I think the normal skins count to that as well. So this is all the normal skins plus extra skins. There's a total of 180 skins, which, yeah, you know, it's a bit over double of this. If every food soul has an ascended one, then we have all the way up to 160-ish almost, more like 156 appearances, and then we have 24 special skins that are out there as well. And these appearances, they do not include like frames, avatar frames or something like that. But yeah, a lot of people care a bit more about these numbers than they care about, you know, their team strength and something like that. I care a bit more about my restaurant level than I care about my collected food salts, and especially my collected appearances. But people do care, and if you do, both of these events will probably cost you something like 1,000 and a little more crystals together. That is something that I would rather spend on an event where I get a food soul that is actually making me stronger. But I think and I hope that breaking this up for you will help you go and actually get the best and most out of this event for you. Now you know what you need to spend. And if you're prepared to spend that for those skins, go ahead, do it. I hope that you get it if you're really trying to get them, but I also hope that if you're not trying to get them, that you realize this early enough. This is also one of the reasons why I feel like this video is good, because it helps you realize if you can get them. So you're looking at 810 crystals for tempura, and you're looking at around 76 crystals for the pancake skin, but that is if you have the adventurous pack. So I would say think about something like 400 crystals as well, so you're at a 1200 crystals in total. If you can't spend that much, don't even try. But thank you so much for watching. I will now go ahead and grind a bit and do a little bit of the event stuff and calculate a little bit of the stuff I need to do for the event. I hope that you have a lot of fun for the event, and I will see you on Monday, when there's probably already a new event around the corner or starting, because all the events we currently have will by that time have ended, and it would be a surprise if we have a week without an event, because so far events have been rather stacked up, which I like, but at the same time I really would like to save up for these events a little bit longer, which is why I am actually really happy that this event is here, because it gives me some breathing room. It gives me the opportunity to actually save up. This is probably the most crystals I had in terms of before an event was happening. I think before the lava event I had like 700 or something like that. And I'm looking pretty good on embers as well, 2700. So with all the embers I can buy in this event and the crystals I can get in this event, I'm probably gonna look at something like 1400 crystals and 3000 something soul embers by Monday. So if it's a soul ember event, I have quite a few summons that I can do. If it's another crystal event, I also have quite a few crystals I can spend, and I can still save up my embers for the next summoning event. That said, thank you for watching, and I will do the usual and grind my way around in this game. And I might also record another episode of Vikings today, since this is not an official episode, it's a special episode. Therefore, I feel like I should also record an official scheduled episode. So I will see you in the Vikings episode a bit later today. Bye bye!